Greetings folks, and welcome to my channel, Down Dusty Roads. On this channel I document my rides in mainly the Little and Great Karoo, but also further afield as time allows. Today's ride takes us from Prince Albert towards Klaarstroom. Look at that, Swartberg Mountains. So that's the exit from Swartberg Pass. Came out there on my last video. But look at the colors on those mountains, isn't that magnificent? So yes, from Prince Albert we're heading off to Klaarstroom. Now most of this is a sealed road, tarred road, but I'm going to take a detour. There is a back road which brings me out in Meiringspoort. I will then backtrack a little just to go and show you Klaarstroom. Aren't those colors just magic? There's the old road, the old pass. It's looking a bit washed away now, the old road. We are very close to Klaarstroom now, but I'm going to take a detour here via Middelwater. We've just had too much tar. I'm going to do a bit of gravel. So this road will bring us out in Meiringspoort already. I'll just double back to take you to Klaarstroom. I really enjoy this detour though. So this little pass is called Meiringspoort Pass. Short but sweet. Nice springbok out there. Very close by. Beautiful setting here. The foothills of the Swartberg mountain. I'm going slowly here because there's an ostrich in the road. I don't want to terrify the thing. I'm hoping it just stays where it is. I can get past it. Okay, let me just get past him. Obviously, they've had some flood damage recently here. We're now riding on the Meiringspoort pass. So two small passes on this detour, but both very pretty. We're now heading down the pass into the river where we'll cross and join up with Meiringspoort. I'm then going to go left quickly and backtrack to Klaarstroom, just to show you Klaarstroom. And then we'll head on to the Rust. Couple of kilometers into Klaarstroom. This road to the right takes you to Willemore, a very pretty road. We'll do that at some stage. So this is the thriving metropolis that is Klaarstroom. It really is a one-horse town. Maybe stop at the hotel and have a drink. Some very nicely done up houses. Here's the hotel on the right. I'll just go through the rest of the town. There's not a lot more, but show you the little church. Here we go. I'll show you it on the way back. It's slightly better, but that's pretty much the town. I'll turn around here. Very quiet way of living. And see if we can get ourselves a cool drink and sit outside at the back. They've got a pretty covered area, also garden area. Tiny plunge pool for summer. Let's go and have a look. This is one of the guest houses here. The owners bought a couple of places. I think this is also theirs. Then of course as you leave Klaarstroom, you're pretty much at the start of the Meiringspoort. One of the most beautiful drives you could wish for. Cuts through the Swartberg mountains. Comes out at the Rust. Here we go. Cross the river many times. I think there's something like 63 bends in this port. It's about 20 kilometers long. Comes out the other side at the Rust. There's the donkey cart again. I might just stop at the Herry Clip Stone. It was C.J. Langenhoven who, amongst other things, wrote South Africa's national anthem that was before Nkosi Sikelel' Africa, i.e. before 1994 and the change of apartheid to democratically elected government. So that national anthem was Die Stem, Afrikaans. And he carved Harry into a stone here in this port. Harry was an elephant in one of his books that he wrote. I'm not sure how many people know that it's there or ever stop at it, but maybe I'll just stop and show you. Once again, the magnificent formations, rock formations that you get in the Swartberg mountain range. So very similar to Meiringspoort and of course the northern side of the Swartberg Pass. The difference of course being that this is blacktop, not gravel. And there you can So there you can see the old road. And there's an example of one of those guttering systems. Takes the water across the road. But really fantastic stonework. This road, of course, has been rebuilt many times because of the floods. I'll go slowly around the corner here because there's a very good example of the stonework as we go around the corner there. Look at this. Dry packed stone walls, amazing. Not sure if you can see the pathway there the people are walking. It takes them around the corner, and in this gorge there's a waterfall that falls from quite a height up, and there are 2 pools there you can swim. Very pretty. Water's obviously a bit chilly, but yeah, very nice. So I've just stopped at the stone where C.J. Langehoven engraved the name of his elephant from one of his books. In fact, I think it was 2 of his books that included the elephant Harry. There you go, Herrie. This stone with his engraving here was made a national monument, I think, in about 1973, I think. Let's have a look. It will probably say on here. Yes, so he was, as I said earlier, author of the South African national anthem. So he chiseled the name of the well-known elephant Harry from his book Sonde met die Bure in July 1928. Sins with the neighbor. So he referred to it as, in jest, as a monument to himself. In 1973, the site was declared a national monument to commemorate the centenary of Langehoven's birth. There we go. A little bit about the history of the pass, or the poort. In 1800, a local farmer from De Rust by the name of Petrus Meiring made the first recorded crossing through here, basically following the path of this road. And then a short while after, he and another farmer from the Great Karoo, from the northern side of the poort, came together and created a bridle path that intrepid travelers could use to get through. And at some stage the guys got together in the town of De Rust and further afield and rallied for a road to be constructed. And in 1856, £5,000 was put aside. They thought it would be way too little, but it turned out to be almost spot on. £5,018, I think, in the end, was spent to create the road. It was designed and built by Andrew and Thomas Bain, Andrew being the father, Thomas being the son. And it was Thomas Bain's first major construction. He obviously went on to become the preeminent South African road builder of his time. Many of the passes in the area were built by himself. Swartberg Pass, Prince Alfred Pass, Montague Pass, many others. When they decided to build the road, it was in order to try and open up trade, make trade easier between Mossel Bay, where there was a port, seaport, and the interior. And as a measure of the success of the road for doing just that, it wasn't long before Mossel Bay port had to be increased in size to deal with the extra trade. And by the 1870s, an eighth of the total export production, wool production of South Africa was transported through this port on that road. Because of the narrowness of the port and the fact that the river comes down tremendously strongly on a regular basis, the road was washed away many times and rebuilt, obviously, each time. It's now the main route between the sort of Garden Route area and Beaufort West and the interior. So it's a very important road for transportation as well as for cars, but truck transportation of goods. So the road has been well maintained over the years, but at least once or twice a year it gets closed for a period of time where flooding makes it impossible to get through. And there's signs of that here and there. As an adventure bike rider, I prefer riding on the gravel roads, but this is one of the roads tar roads that I don't mind riding. I mean, look at the view. Hard not to enjoy it. We are starting to get towards the southern side of the Poort, and when we come out the other side we'll arrive in the Rust. The Rust is a small little town. It's got a fantastic church. It was opened in 1902, and the name the Rust literally means to rest, and the town sprung up really as a place for weary travelers to rest before they tackled this stretch of the road or route into the interior. There are a couple of nice places to stop and eat. There's Ray's, there's Harry's, there's the Red Donkey, there's the Grumpy Goat. A couple of nice places. Ray's is on the left as we come into town. This first place on the left, the coffee shop, Ray's coffee shop, and then Harry's is right here. I think it's this street, this next street that is Church Street. Some lovely old Victorian places. It's an old church. Look at those bougainvilleas, beautiful colours. The NG Kerk. Let's go and look at it from the side. So here's the Red Donkey on the left, this place here. Looks closed. There is his open. There's his raise. I'm going to head back to Oudtshoorn, but rather than go the normal route, the R62, which is tar, I'll go down a back road scenic route. So we'll turn right here as if you head into Bullimore. We'll turn right here. This is the Middelplaas road. Takes us down another pretty valley. Comes out. Onions being ground here for the seed. across there slowly because the river's had water in it for a long time now, and you get moss grain on that, or slime on that cement. You can easily come a cropper there. Ostriches. Not the most intelligent of creatures. This road is not very inspiring, other than it's perhaps better than taking the tar road back to Oudtshoorn. It does take us past the Kamanasi Dam. That's probably about the highlight. There ahead of us you can see the dam. See if we can go and see the dam. If I remember correctly, this road just goes to the dam wall. They don't want you to go in here. Completed 1923. 35-meter wall height. Oh well. wind's blowing a bit too much, otherwise I put the drone up and you could maybe see. I think I'm going to take this road. I usually go that way. Coming into Oudtshoorn now. Another kilometre or so and we'll be in town. I hope you've enjoyed the ride. That concludes the route from Prince Albert to Rust Oudtshoorn via Meiringspoort.